Chances Gold Crypto Investing, where you like, subscribe, and share for a one-of-a-kind computer software trading, technical analysis, probability-based trading alert, and blockchain technology and cryptocurrency breaking news. Most importantly, to help you get informed, educated, uh, to sidestep and audible to market manipulators, the snake oil salesmen, the fleas heisters and shysters, and the rest of them that are out there lurking at every corner and every cliff and every mountain to take your money and to keep you spinning in circles over and over again. But if we go over the old XRP price, you will see clearly what we have going on here. You seem to be having that step down pattern that we talked about yesterday. Do you notice that? You see that? You got rejected by that 50-cent range again, just as we were thinking you would. And as you were rejected by that, you came down to the 100-day moving average in blue, and now you're threatening to come back to the 50 like we talked about. And then if you, or the 200 in green, if you fail that, you come down to the 37 cents. And that's what we're going to watch out for as the futures market open and says, do we come down to that 37 cents? And I think we're going to, and if we do we hold that, or do we drop down to the next level down, which would be right here, just below it, at about 32 cents, right? It's got to be a little bit above, right there, about 32 cents. And then we have the bottom part of this resistance support box, the volume indicator at 29 cents. So that's what your short-term area is. 37 major support, 50 major resistance. If you break 50, you can make a run up to here at 66 cents, or the top part of this blue heavy resistance zone. If you fell to 37 cents, you're likely to come down to 29 cents, right? With initial brief support at 32. And that's what XRP is looking like right now. You're below the major blue resistance box. You're above the major support box, the mid-ground support, mid-ground upper resistance, major upper resistance, major lower support, medium lower support, right? So your key is, do you hold the 200-day right there? And if you do you breach this old high right here as you work your way back into this blue support zone and maybe trade on up to the 66 cents, or do you slip that 200-day that's going to start to run parallel, maybe even nip back up into here and then breach it, and then it makes you come down to that 37-cent level? And then the key would be, do you hold that, or do you slip down to the 32-cent major volume indicator support zone, right? So that's what we're looking like. And in the old XRP, in the old dappt or REVAIN coin, we can go to next. You can see it's still sitting down here. REVAIN coin's just been trading down and sideways. You can see it's double bottoming now from back here, way left on the chart. See that nice double bottom right there when you broke that major 8510 level, or the blue area. You came down to your swing and all-time low. Then when we were talking about it over here, we were saying it could bounce there when it touches this, when the price was falling down into it, and it did, but it came up to the 200-day twice, even 3 times after it broke this major support level. And we were targeting 75654 as major support, because if you broke that, you're in price discovery to the downside, and who knows where that would go. And you can see we're trying to get supported, and if you can get supported, your first resistance zone is the 200-day, and most importantly, this blue resistance line at 85233. And that's something that if you traded to the side and then came up in a big ferocious pump, you would have to break that, or you would get rejected back down to the same area that you're on now. If you can break this at some point to the upside, this would be your major overhead resistance, is this descending overhead blue line at about 125415. So that's what that's looking like. You need to hold the 75654, breach this horizontal support overhead at 86642 to try to make a run up to 125415, If you break the 75654, you're in price discovery to the downside, and that is going to be very, very ugly, because price discovery means you could lose 80% from this suppressed state in a matter of hours. So this is a critical area to hold, and we're going to continue to be paying attention for that. And you can see dappt, just as it's been pumping here, as we know it's flipped old major support. This used to be major support down here, and this red volume indicator was major resistance. You can see once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times. You got supported down here on the green line, and then pumped, rejected, 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 right? So we know that. But then here on the last one, it pumped up, rejected, got supported by the moving averages. They started to flatten out, had a massive pump, and at this point right here, you flip this from resistance to support, 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 oops, delete that, support, support, right? Look at all that support. You've now flipped it from that point on. You flipped this to support. So what I was talking about after these recent pumps here, this is likely to come down to where we have circled at the 0.006962 as support, and that would be where you look to try to play another bounce off of support if you're in the gambling mood, and play it up to this upper resistance right here at about 0012743. So that's what dappt's looking like. We're going to see if it can continue to hold this red volume indicator box as support now, because we know when it comes from above, it acts as support. When it comes from below, it acts as resistance, right? So that's what's going on there. And then let's take a look at the Bitcoin price real quick. The Bitcoin price is stagnant to doing nothing for the past several days to weeks, besides that little pump. It's been in a downtrend and sideways. After, if we look back here, we were in a big bear flag where you had another bear flag up there, break down, hit the technical target, and then start to trade in an up and sideways flag formation with the pole right there. A technical target out of that would be from the top to the bottom to the point of a breakout, and that gets you all the way down here at our major underneath target of 13,336, and that price, that prediction was made in 2021 when Bitcoin was at 63,336. That's where that would go, right down into this range if you get a confirmed breakdown. And that's why this 19,000 in this daily technical analysis here, you can see simply what's going on here is if you draw this old bear flag out, that is a major resistance point. You have your horizontal upper resistance in the start of this blue resistance box, and then you have your major support at 19,184. If you break that, you come straight down to 16,658 and 11 cents. If you get supported somewhere in between the two of these, you can make a run up to your first area of upper resistance at 28,000, 28,000 right here, which used to be old support back here, support, 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 finally flushed, right? And this would be the first retest of just dragging that line out into the future, and now the price action could meet the future, and this would be a major resistance point just below a critical light blue major volume area indicated resistance zone. And then your secondary, where you would likely, if you pumped up somehow that high, you'd get a harsh rejection where you could go from 29,000 to 18,000 in a matter of days. So in the short term, major support, first area support is where you're at now, support resistance 19,000. If you fail to hold that, you come straight down to 16,000. If you can hold this area, you can make a run up to 28 or even $30,000 in the Bitcoin price.